B-Bad and Brandon.
On the way to and from work. I've got an hour drive, so
Yeah.
I just pick a podcast and off I go. Yeah, it makes it more enjoyable.
We don't actually have to watch ourselves, but I thought I'd put it up there in case we do share anything.
Oh, can we share things?
Like if we want to watch a YouTube video, I can pull it up.
That's fucking cool. We should almost do that. Just YouTube of you.
We could. A YouTube review.
A YouTube of you.
Of
you.
Me?
You.
Why me?
Why not?
Because there's a lot more interesting people out there like Gary.
Like Gary. Exactly.
Welcome, Mr. Gary Jones.
Oh, thanks, Brandon.
Welcome to the Platform Podcast. That's, I think, our most formal intro in a very long time.
And we got it early
Long time listener, first time.
Yeah, first time guest.
Yeah.
Far out.
Mate, we kick things off, as you know. We ask you, and we've now adapted and changed the wording of this next question.
Okay.
21 sounds who you are and what you do. So sounds, after some feedback now, encapsulates everything that we count. Are you ready? Go.
Gary, eldest son, English immigrants. Weights, dogs, motorbikes. Husband, Bridget. Father, 2 sons.
You got 6 words left. 7 words left.
Steel safety professional.
Steel safety.
3 words.
Master powerlifter.
Ooh.
Yeah. Steel safety professional. What is that?
I'm allowed to keep talking now?
Oh, yeah. That was a 21.
That's
Actually,
what you get for the whole podcast.
Yeah.
21 words.
The podcast is actually done now.
Yeah, good. But so you probably heard of One Steel.
Yep.
One Steel Reinforcing. So I started an apprenticeship in 1982 with those guys. Been up in Wales with BHP, then One Steel, and now we're called InfraBuild.
Yep.
So and I look after the safety and training for, at the moment, South Australia and Northern Territory.
Wow.
But when you see me popping up in gyms around the place, that's guys doing Victoria or Tasmania and things like that. So
And you came to us once.
Yes, I was up here for.
Yep.
Got to train with you a couple of times.
Yeah. Which is a treat.
Yeah,
Everyone loves you around the gym, that's for sure. Absolutely, particularly Pete.
A special night. Yeah, Pete came in for it. Didn't he?
Yeah, he came in particular for it.
Yeah.
He's and I'll just warn you for tomorrow. We're friendly now. We're adversaries tomorrow.
Yeah.
Pete is dialed in and ready. And there is rumours for gloss contention that Titus might turn up tomorrow.
Oh, I thought so. All right. Okay, so we're fighting out for second place.
Yeah. He rang me on Tuesday or Wednesday. Yo, Johnny, how you doing? What's going on with that comp up there? I might do it.
I love it.
Well, he's a push-pull specialist. That's his flaming. Yeah, he's 505 is his best push-pull.
Yeah.
So
That's a big.
That's huge.
yeah.
And he's like 700 years old.
You know, he's number 1 in the world for his age and weight.
Really?
Push-pull, yeah, number 1. Number 1. He's
Wow.
number 1 over 50 in Australia,
Yep.
and he's now 65, isn't he?
I think he's older now, isn't he?
Yeah, I think he's just turned over the 65
Yeah.
mark, somewhere around there.
Damn.
Yeah. So,
He's a weapon, bro. I mean, he's one of those guys that I think I've always enjoyed or found masters lifting inspiring, and from a young, was I young? Yeah, I was young. A younger power lifter, and you'd see these older gentlemen lifting, and you're like, fuck, that is cool. That at an age they can still push them 10, and they'll fucking beat me there, and they're still beating me now. I'd hope that one day I would beat them, but that didn't happen.
With Terrence, so it's just like, when are you going to stop?
Yeah.
When will you stop getting better? Can you please? Because I feel
Yeah.
terrible now.
A weapon.
well, I had a moment at 2017 Nationals. I went there to go for I was looking for the WPC total,
Yep.
and I needed 242 and a half. And I thought, I'm worn out. I've got to go for it on my second pull. I'm not
Yep.
going to have a third in me. I'll go for it on my second.
Yep.
I got it to the top, but I'd got red lights. I didn't lock it out. I think I got soft knees and stuff like that.
Oh.
And so I walked up to the desk, said to the girls, nah, I'm done. I've got nothing left.
Yep.
But Janelle Chamberlain was on the desk, and that
Yeah.
was the day before she pulled 185.
Yep.
And she looked at me, and I thought, no, I'm not giving up. I've got a few minutes. I'll aim and get my breath and
Yep.
go again. So, yep, take the same weight again. I went outside for a walk, and Terence came out and he just had a few quiet words to me
Yep.
and stuff like that. So I was already deep in my own head anyway,
Yep.
and he just added a bit more. So
Yep.
yeah, I came back in and with the help of the crowd, actually got it. So
Pulled it.
yeah.
Wow.
And I didn't think I had anything left at all. I
Yeah.
had nothing left, and it
That's
came up.
and
so,
they gave you the WPC world total,
yeah,
world record
total,
total.
yeah.
That's a Terence Titus special. Though. Just say a few words and he's straight away in your head, and you're like, "I've got this."
Yeah,
yeah.
that's
Uh,
incredible. What was the pull? What did you end up having to pull?
It was 242 and a half.
Yeah.
It was a fair bit for me. It was probably
Yeah.
probably 2.5 kilos off a PB or something like that. But in the state it was
After already missing.
Yeah. yeah, so that was.
Shit.
I'd met Terence probably the year before at the
Yep.
Sydney Nats.
Yep. Yep.
And, very special person.
I think if you're around this sport long enough, everyone has a story about Terence.
Mm.
Oh,
No matter what federation you compete in, everyone knows who that fucking legend is.
and just look, I think you summed him up. I mean, we've had him on here and heard his story, which was an incredible journey that he's had. But yeah, he's just supportive and loves it. Like
Yeah.
he's got time for everyone at comps.
Yeah.
He- sometimes too much time because you're trying to focus in on what you're doing, and he's trying to have a little chat to you. So you got to be ready for that.
That Capo deadlift only comp last year, I was not doing it. I'd just done a comp. I was sore as hell, had an injury. Terence rocks up. Like, obviously, Terence was there, sorry, doing it.
Mhm.
Looks at me and he's like, "Why aren't you doing it?" And I'm like, "Oh, because of this." And he's like, No, you're doing it.
Mm.
And then I entered, no belt, borrowed someone's soft suit,
Mhm.
all because Terence said, "You've got to do this comp."
Yeah, Terence says, do the comp, do the comp.
And, the good thing was my coach understood because he also knows Terence
Mhm.
and what an honor it is to lift with him.
Yeah.
Mate, where did lifting start for you?
In my
We could go back a
backyard
bit.
in 1978.
Wow.
1978. Gary, how old are you?
56 and a half.
Jesus, I would not have guessed that.
78. What was it?
That
What was lifting then? What was that?
firstly buckets of water,
Yep.
and then we graduated to concrete weights that we made out of ice cream containers and
Yep.
cast them ourselves. And then that Christmas, Mum, Dad bought us a set of Australian Barbell Company adjustable dumbbells. And it was 4 10-pound plates,
Yep.
so 5 kilo plates.
Yep.
I couldn't lift them. They were too big. Had to go back and get some 5-pound plates. So,
Oh.
That's awesome.
And what was how did you know what to do or how to do it? Was it something for some
it
direction?
was
Or?
whatever magazine Mum could bring over from the newsagent.
Yep.
So there was not much at all. I've still got it. It's a British Strength and Health or something like that, black and white, and it's
You still got it.
yeah.
That is
Yeah.
fucking unreal.
Actually, on my shelf at home, I've still got the first can of protein I got, which is a milk and egg protein powder. From
Bullshit.
It's about 250 grams. I put it up for Tony Torcasio. Tony Torcasio is a Max's rep.
Yeah.
I said, here's my first can that I bought in 1978. And I think I made it last about 5 weeks. I was probably having a teaspoon at a
Having
time,
a teaspoon.
thinking it was some magic formula. No?
That's
And
amazing.
it was in a can too,
In
right?
a can, yeah,
Yeah.
still can.
Yep.
That is unreal.
Yeah.
We need photos of that.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I can
Did
get
it
them.
taste like shit?
Nah, it was pretty good because like a vanilla-y sort of flavored
Yeah,
Yep.
right.
milk and egg protein.
Yep.
But see, I'm big on milk and egg protein anyway. It's not much because of that, but there's a fellow who's like a mentor to us in Whyalla. He was a competitive bodybuilder, and he's also like the godfather of the bouncers in Whyalla as well.
Yep.
Worked with my dad, and my dad worked with his dad, and I worked with his son, and his grandson is mates with my son. So it's like one of the few families who've got a real length of connection with Australia. But he put us onto Albumin back in probably 1994ish, something like that.
Mm.
And man, I was a big fan of that. It doesn't make you smell very good. The wives don't like it, but
Makes you strong though.
they made me strong. Yeah, so yeah, I got to a 170 bench on that stuff,
Wow.
and then
At what age did you do that?
that would have been about what it was. I hit 27. And I was
Yeah.
benching 270 pounds,
Yeah.
and which is about 120 kilos, something
Yeah.
like that. And that was pretty good back then. But I made up my mind I wanted to get 10 pound a year.
Yeah.
So I hit 300 by 30, and then maybe 400 by 40. And I ended up getting 400 by about 33.
Yep.
But I got the 170 probably a year or so earlier, and then creatine came out. So it's $80 a kilo.
$80 a
$80
kilo.
a kilo. for creatine.
Fuck
And,
me.
Now you can just get it at Chemist Warehouse for
Yeah,
$20.
it's on the,
and that's
on the shelf at the
expensive.
supermarket,
Yeah.
$16 and stuff. And I think I pay $9 a kilo for it now from Tasmania,
Yep.
bulk nutrients. But $80 a kilo, and you measured the teaspoon, and you did
Yeah.
the 5 days of loading and
Yep,
stuff like that.
yep.
But on that, I went from 170 to 190, and
Wow.
yeah. And then from then on, just kept getting little niggles like wrist,
Yep.
wrist to go or a shoulder would go and stuff like that. We didn't have wrist wraps, something like that. And it's just,
Yeah.
we had gloves with
Gloves.
the, with the wraparound.
old
Yeah,
glove.
yeah.
Because the bars we got, you only had Chinese bars, so they're all
Yeah.
smooth and they're slippery, so you wore the
Oh,
gloves for grip
God.
more than anything else.
Yep.
And yeah, so
Damn. Was there much was there powerlifting? Was that a thing then?
no,
Was it-
no. What happened? We had
It's all in
gyms.
Australia.
It's on Whyalla. So
Yeah.
grew up in Whyalla, which is Steel City, top of the Spencer Gulf almost in
Yep.
South Australia.
Yep.
And bedroom gym to a shed gym and stuff like
Yep.
that. But started making good progress in about 91, 93 because I just finished my mechanical engineering. I was doing night school as well as
Yep.
working shift work and stuff. And I was in the middle of that, and a girl called Maria Smeaton, which you've probably not heard of her, but she's got the oldest powerlifting record still standing in Australia.
Really?
1989, still standing. She's a 44 or 48 kilo lifter
Yep.
in single ply, and about a 70, 71 kilo bench at 44 kilos.
Jesus.
And so she moved from Melbourne, where she was training under Adam Coe, which
Yep.
you'll know that name,
Mm.
in the Tarzan and Jane gym. You ever seen any of the posts about Tarzan and Jane gym
No.
in Melbourne?
No.
Some Adam puts them up sometimes in Jim Ambrose and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So Maria moved to Whyalla and started training at the gym where we were training.
Yep.
And so she was a real powerlifter. So we were just training heavy, but
Yeah.
she was a competitive powerlifter. And she paired up with my best mate Ray, who I'd sort of got into weights. And she brought, what I call the Adam Coe bench to us, which is the curve,
Yeah.
the groove to it, and sort of taught us that. And that's when I went from like the 270 pound or 120 kilos to 170, just sort of started to flow.
Yep.
And they were competing with both PA and Capo
Yep.
at the time, and getting a few Australian records and stuff. And my brother, he got the state bench press title then in 1992 as well. But I was heavily into studies, and then just like I came out of studies, Ray got banned from PA for competing with Capos. He said, "Stuff you will not do it anymore."
Oh,
And I'm like, "No, I'm ready to compete. No, we're not
Yeah.
doing it anymore." Like, so then I just kept training at home and
Yep.
kept going like that. And then what actually got me to powerlifting, I got smashed up in 2012 in a cycling accident.
Yep.
So you see the scar there, it goes right around here. So
I think I've seen
yeah,
you've shared the photos
yeah,
before.
yeah. So it was about this weekend,
Yep.
2012. So
Yep.
big ride up through the hills. We've done bigger ones. We've done like 180 and stuff like that. I was into the cycling because my brother was rehabbing a spine operation he'd got. And so we got into cycling for that. And then we started taking part in events. And this one was only 110 Ks, but it was really hilly. It was 55 Ks up of hills. And that was on a downhill stretch. And I don't know whether I got a bit tired or something like that. But I found myself against the guardrail. And I've spoken to some cyclists say sometimes you get like a white line fever or fatigue and you just keep pedaling, you go off the road sort of thing. Because it's a straight road, dead
Yeah.
straight road. Next one I'm against the Armco barrier, and you try and get off, but your feet are clipped in,
Uh-oh.
so you can't get your feet off. And then I went into a somersault
Fuck.
along the barrier. And the uprights on the inside, the C channels,
Yeah.
brand new, it's all shiny, and all had the burrs on it, all the sharp edges. So I'm somersaulting along them, and a few impacts, and the last one was banged on my head, and it just went all black and peaceful. And I came to and thinking, what are all these people doing in my room? And then, hang on, why are these cars in my room? There's cars and trucks flying past, and I realised I was...
You're not in your room.
No, I'm not in my room. And I'm lying there, I'm pretty sore, but I can't really move. And then there's a fella calling an ambulance, and he sounded like he knew what I was talking. He was giving all these instructions and stuff. I thought, this fella knows what he's talking about. The ambulance got lost. And then he said, "This is Bill Griggs. Get an ambulance here now. We've got a serious laceration, blah, blah, blah." I wonder who that is. Anyway, Bill Griggs is a person called Dr. Tsunami. Whenever there's a major disaster around the world, they send him to look after it. He runs the
shit.
disaster relief. So I've got the best
Holy
trauma, the head of trauma at
He
Royal
just
Adelaide
happened to be
Hospital.
driving past.
No, he's riding behind me.
Oh,
He's running behind me with a nurse. So straight away, they're the first
First
the first few
responders.
people on the scene.
Jesus.
And, because there's about 3,000 people in the ride, so in a group sort of where they were. And they said, we got to get you over the Armco because it wasn't a closed road. So it was trucks, I just over the peak of a hill. So it was trucks come over the hills, 100K roads, stuff like that. I said, well, I can't really move. So just help us because you're heavy. So I said, well, I can use one arm and one leg. And he said, no, we've got a laceration and broken scapula. I'm thinking, how's he know I've got a broken scapula? Because I was lying on my back. So whether I was lying face down when they find me, I don't know. So I could use one arm and one leg, and he sort of got me over the Armco barrier. The ambulance got there, and they're there, what was this so-called serious laceration? And then, oh my God, we got a serious laceration. I'm thinking, what are they on about? It's like it felt like a cut that would need maybe 10 stitches.
Yeah.
I thought, give me 10 stitches, I'll be in work tomorrow. Just do it.
It's all good.
And then got to the theatre place. Where's the laceration? Oh my God, get him into there. I rushed him in, and I hadn't seen it.
Yeah.
And then they operated the next day, and he said, oh, well, the doctor didn't know what to do. So we've left it as it is. We're going to call in a specialist and go again on Wednesday. So I came around from the second operation, and he said, oh, the specialist didn't know what to do either. So all we've done is put a wire through your knee to keep your knee sort of straight, and stitched up the cut because it was opened right up. And then he told my wife that I might not walk in, all that sort of stuff. That was pretty rough on her.
Jesus.
And
so
then
all I'm hearing right now is cycling is bad.
Yeah, cycling's bad.
Don't ride bikes.
Yeah, motorbikes are good. I've motorbikes forever, and I've broken one toe.
Yep.
Got into cycling for a year and wrote myself off. But so a couple of ribs, scapula, and then it was like a samurai sword sort of hit you in the knee sort of thing.
Fuck.
And but when I went to the specialist in 3 months, they did MRIs, and he said, well, it looks like it's growing back pretty well. So sign this form. If I have to graft from your hamstring to replace tendon, 71% of the tendon was gone.
Yeah.
They just chopped it out on the barrier. So there's nothing, there's only 30% of it holding
Yeah.
that big patella tendon over your leg.
Sorry, did you say the barrier took out 70%?
Yeah.
Holy
Yeah.
fuck. So your fucking tendon, 70% of it's just on that fucking barrier somewhere.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, only 30% left in there. And
holy shit.
but what happened, I signed the form, said, yeah, you can graft from the hamstring. But when I woke up, there's no soreness on the back of the leg. So no, it's starting to regenerate. So I didn't have to do anything. So it sort of self-healed itself. All I did was pull the wire out, and I could start the process of rehab.
Yeah, right.
That worked okay. I was just starting to get back to normal again, getting some movement in my knees, and I started to do a bit of walking through the hills and a bit of cycling again, because cycling is good to get it moving. And then I shifted a washing machine in the backyard and took it through a gap in the Agapanthus, a bit of a dip, and it wobbled, and friends would give me this washing machine. I reached out to grab it, and it's just like Velcro, just ripped and just tore this bicep clean off the arm from there, detached bicep from the forearm. And said to the son, go get your mum, done something to my arm, we've got to go to hospital. And nurse came over from next door and said, oh, you've either dislocated it or fractured it. I said, nah, I heard it and felt it. It's a tear, tendon's gone.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was completely detached. So they cut that open, and they drill through, they put a drill through your bone, and then they tie it to it.
Yeah.
And the fella said, any last words before you go under? To sort of get used to operations by now, just relax into it. And I said, just make it strong. I want to get back into my weights again.
Yep.
Okay. And I went and saw him afterwards. I said, is this only as good as your stitches? Like, have you tied it to the bone?
Yeah.
Is that as good as everyone? I said, no, that's just like a graft, just to hold it there. And then it will regenerate and it will grow. I'm thinking, well, my knee regenerates, so same thing. After 12 months, your tendon's completely regenerated. Well, rebuilt. So I didn't even know that till then. But I've had it happen twice now. So yeah, so just put it in place and it grew back. And that one feels better than this one now. It's never been damaged.
So all these big injuries happened outside the gym.
Yes.
This
All in
is like
2012.
Powerlifting's the safest sport. There you go.
2012 was a rough
2012,
year.
Yeah. So then I started, the proper rehab and the weights, and then I started training heavier again and stuff like that. And I've avoided deadlifting for about, at this stage, probably about 12 years, because I did my back in going for a PB once at home.
Yep.
We've all done that.
Yeah, the worst pain I've ever had. I've had some pretty good pain in my time, but that one was, I don't want to face that again. It's like, and then my son took me off to a Highland Games in Mount Barker. I'm not going to watch this, and we're sitting there watching a few of the strongmen in Adelaide there and strongmen, and then this girl came out, and her PB was 140 axle deadlift, and she pulls this pretty hard 140, and we just happened to be sitting behind a family under a tent in the shade. As we're all cheering for her, she came out again, she pulled 150, And she came out again, pulled 160. And each one looked just as hard as one before. And she came out again, pulled 170. I'm like, oh, I said to my son, we're going home deadlift. I've just seen a 60-kilo girl pull 170. Let's go home and blame and have a go. So we set it up in the power rack and worked our way up. And I just managed the 170 deadlift. And that was towards the end or the end of 2013, start of 2014. And right, I'm back into it again. So by the end of 2014, I was up around the 220, 225 mark. And I went to Limbo Gym in Adelaide. Because I started looking on Googling for a powerlifting fed. I couldn't remember which one my mates had been in back in the day. And PA came up and Capo came up and a South Australian one came up. And I remember that they banned my mate. One of them banned my mate. So I don't want to be one of these ones that doesn't allow you to lift with anybody else. I want freedom to be able to lift around. And at the time, it was GPA Worlds had just been on. And so everything was Capo. Capo was everywhere. Every time you Google anything with powerlifting, it came up the road to Capo and all the animal videos and stuff like that is everywhere. So, give them a ring and they would say, yeah, you can lift with anybody. Rang the other two, say, no, you can't lift with us. You can't lift with anybody else. All right, I bet you they're the ones that banned Ray and that back in the day. So I signed up to Capo and went and he said, there's actually the push-pull comp coming up. I said, what's the push-pull comp? And he said, bench press and deadlift. Oh, I'll give that a go. Signed up for it.
Where was that at?
Limbo Gym in Adelaide. And turned up at the comp and there's this 60-kilo blonde girl there.
She's there.
Yeah, it's Jack Carissa.
Oh.
So, you know, Jack from Pro Roy, she's there. I'm like, that's that girl. And so I didn't say nothing the first time. The next comp I went to the state, she's there, says, I'm only here because of you.
She's a freak.
Yeah.
I've watched her pull, I think, 180 at a Pro Roy event, or even 190 since. And
did you go and get a drink in the meantime and come back and wait for it to finish?
Yeah.
What did she say when you told her that you're the reason? That
she was
the reason?
pretty chuffed. Yeah. She likes that. So I went and got to give me some coaching on conventional deadlift again. I try to do conventional deadlift, but it just doesn't seem to work for me. So I'm sort of on the sumo again.
It's
now.
a peasant lift. Don't worry about conventionals, bro. It's for the lesser lifter.
It doesn't suit me.
I'm right here.
I'm sorry, bro.
Remember that Terrence guy?
Do you remember your first total or how your comp played out?
Yeah, it would have been a 135 bench and about a 210 deadlift, something like that.
And did
I think I hit the racks. I always train at home, and if you're struggling, you're always trying to rack it as quick as you can. So I've probably missed the rack command and all that. So like every this is probably my 30th comp or something tomorrow. And you always learn something, don't you? There's always some little tweak or something you get. So the first ones you make more mistakes, then you make less mistakes as you go along. But I thought I'd got a world record because the M3 world record at that stage was 207 or something like that. And I didn't understand about, you had to go to nationals to get world record and stuff. So, I just got a world record. No, you didn't.
So then off to nationals.
Yeah.
That's incredible, bro. And did you start thinking the same theory? If I put 10 pounds on my bench now from 130, how many pounds that is, will I get it? I thought
I've just got to learn the pause and stuff, because when I did the 190, it was just touch and go sort of thing. I was training at home with my dad and my brother and stuff like that. But went off and went to Anzac Day that year and met Ange and Baz over there at Stonehouse, Melbourne. And I just liked them straight away, just clicked with them. And so I booked a session with Ange. And he got me to bring the elbows in better and take it lower. And I was trying to do it. I was like, I can't do it. It's flaming hurting me. I'm getting it 6 inches off my chest. I can't get any lower. I got all this shooting pains down my arm. So I had something wrong with me, but I couldn't figure out what it was. And so I started reverse grip benching. Because reverse grip allows your elbows to come in. And it's just a different groove. And Baz helped me with that, because when you first start reverse benching, it goes all over the place.
It feels weird, bro.
It's hitting your feet, or
it's like brushing your teeth with your other hand.
So Baz gave me a few tips on that one. And then, of all people, I went and saw a strongman chiro. I'd seen that first strongman comp in Adelaide, Pete Snodgrass, and explained what I was doing. And I said, well, put your hands over your head. I put my hands over head, so your shoulder's dislocated. I went, what? It doesn't feel dislocated. So now it's only when it's under load. So I can fix it. So he fixed it. And the way they do it is they pull your arm out. One of his girls pull the arm out, twist it down that way. And he stands over you and just palm strikes palm strikes into your elbow, into your shoulder.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, I don't know how I can take this. It's like, how many more is going to keep going? Do you think it's going to break your shoulder? And going, kept going and going. They're right. It's almost done. You have to come back again. Oh no. But because what it is, it's like a teacup and a saucer.
Yeah.
So it's in the saucer, but it's not in the indent. It's just sitting out of that. And so
Yeah.
when you do a bench, it hurts.
Yep.
So I went and saw Baz, and Baz does a thing called biomesotherapy, which is injections of a homeopathic solution into like the acupuncture points.
Yep.
And it just relaxes all the muscle around. So if you get a pec tear or anything like that, it just fixes them so quick. And like supraspinatus, when you get scarring to that and your shoulders real weak, he fixes them for me real quick. And so he said, right, tell me to go back what I've done, and it's going to go in a lot easier. So I told him, it took about 6 hits to get it in the second time. But bang, there it's in. But by then, my reverse grip had overtaken my conventional grip.
Wow.
And so I think it was that next Anzac day, I got a 175 reverse grip in comp. And,
Wow.
and that got a WPC record as well. So
Reverse grip $175.
yeah, so that was good. Then I converted back and went to WA states to go up against Henry. Like Henry, to lift with Henry, not to go. You don't go against Henry. You go to lift with Henry, sort of thing. To say you're on the same platform. And so I think I was aiming for about a 220 squat. And he opened with 290. But what happened was he tore something on the way down.
Oh shit!
And he got the lift in, and so he was on 290. I'm on 220. We both benched 180. I did conventional grip, but he weighed 200 grams lighter than me at weigh-in, so he got the record. And then we did deadlift, and he opened on 200, and I was opening on 225 or something like that. So I was just trying to close the gap on him. But he got the 200 up, but with his bad leg, he had to put it down sideways. So he's virtually almost on one leg, putting the deadlift down to beat me. If I'd have beaten him, I would have taken the Jim Ambrose trophy out of Western Australia. It'd never been done before.
Oh,
and so, no way he was going to let me take that flaming trophy without a fight.
He's going to do it on one leg.
He did it on one leg. He found the 200 kilo deadlift and got the lift. And so no matter what I deadlifted, then I got a PB, I got a record or something like that. But he kept the trophy in WA. So that was our first go. Next year, Jim Ambrose and Miles Guy, they kept me out, so they put me into third. And then I didn't get to go in 2019 because we had nationals over there. So, yeah, so that's going to be a long-term thing. That's what I like, the long-term rivalries. That's what I'm hoping for. Like, we've got one with Pete already because Pete's beaten me twice out of the 3 nationals that we've been to. so this will be our 4th meeting tomorrow. So that's and
you've got his weak point too, bro. Bench.
Yeah, but also his deadlift as well. So, and then with Lee, I'm thinking this is going to be round 1 with Lee because we haven't actually had a face-to-face with Lee before. But and
you guys are pretty close in numbers too.
Yes,
I think
very, very close. So it's going to be whoever makes a mistake on the day is taking a step down, really. But I reckon it will be going for the next 3, 4, 5 years, something like that. So and that's what I want. That's the whole thing about Mass, to have something good to do. Something exciting to look forward to.
That's kind of the thing I love from Masters lifting. There's competition everywhere if you want to look for it. Whether it's in records within 8 age categories or in weight classes, or you can use Gloss Brenner to go head to head with someone a bit younger or older with you. There's just so many different avenues as a master lifter, which, for like Pete, anyone who's getting a bit older, you still get to have that competition now, which is, I think, super cool. I know that Gloss formula, that for Pete, that's everything. He just wants to compete on that. He's fucking got the calculator out of the gym working out what everyone else can do. Then I'll give him shit and say, man, I don't give a shit how old you are, mate. Stop trying to beat everyone on fucking age coefficient. You're only allowed to go head to head. He loves it, but it's such a cool thing that exists. Isn't it?
And then now we've got open powerlifting, we've got the ranking, so you can just check where you are in the world and stuff like that. So when I look in the world, I tend to look at age and weight category because it's a bit big. In Australia, you sort of look at your age category sort of thing, and because it's a smaller pool to pick from. But we've got so Terence is number 1. And push pull 505.
That's insane.
Miles Guy is number 1 in the 110s. No, he's number 7 in the world, number 1 in Australia. Michael Eichholzer from Canberra, he's number 8 in the world for 125s over 55. He's about number 3 in Australia. So they're all around the country, but getting face to face is the hard part to do.
Yeah.
That's why I'm here, because Lee and Pete's here and now Terence. So
Yep.
That's a classic Australian.
I
cop.
genuinely, I mean, I got a couple of novice, like first timers having a crack tomorrow, because I like them to get some runs on the ball before the weekend, before the states meet.
Yeah.
But the most exciting thing I'm looking forward to is just the three of you guys just hanging out, having a bit of fun and having a bit of a battle with each other.
Yeah.
It's going to be a hoot. And I know for Pete, like I said to him, on Tuesday, I said, mate, this is your last sesh. I said, we're going to pull this. I'm not going to tell you what it was. And I need you to fucking make it move. And I never seen a kid have so much purpose on it. And even Lee, because Lee now is thinking competitively about the whole thing, he won't even tell me what he's up to. How's training going? Oh, yeah, good. We know we're good. We're going okay. Yeah. I said, what are you hitting? Oh, we're just, yeah.
That's a really good impression of Lee as well.
It is. That's what he does. I'm like, bro, I'm on no one's team. I want to just see it unfold. It's going to be a hoot. And then, I mean, where did the passion for Masters lifting come? Like, is it as soon as you started lifting, was it a similar sort of story? You started looking at all these records and things, and you're like, man, I just want to get behind this.
Yeah. I don't know where the first head-to-head, probably maybe a fella called Alan Guala down in Melbourne.
Yep.
He turned up at a deadlift only comp in Melbourne.
Yep.
And I actually did my back in there. That's the last time I tried conventional.
Yep.
One of the last time I tried conventional. And so he got the record then. And then we went to nationals in Sydney. And he drove up for it. I flew up for it. And I did the 3 lift one day and the push pull the next day.
Yep.
And he did the push pull. I think I had him on bench. And then we went same openers, same seconds. And I think he went higher on his third, but he missed it. I went not quite as high on my third, but I missed it as well.
Oh.
So went back to the seconds, which were equal, but I was lighter than him.
Yep.
So I got the record that time. So it's just like, there's that one then with Ian Dorwood in Melbourne.
Yep.
Training at a Slaughterhouse gym. We went to 4th attempts on a bench only one time. So he was a slightly higher opener, say 165 against my 160. Then we both went around 167. Then he went 170. I went 170. I must go 170. Went 171 and got the podium.
Yep.
So I went 171 and a half.
Oh.
4th and got the record. He went 172 and missed it. So it's just like that's what I like. If we can go 4th attempts tomorrow, that'd be to see who gets it. That'd be perfect for me.
Wouldn't that be incredible, bro?
Yeah.
And what's training look like for you, bro? How do you make it work for yourself? What do you do?
I squeeze it in mostly.
Yep.
COVID's actually been good for me because I used to travel every week. I'd probably get up at 3 a.m. after 2.5 hours sleep or something.
Yep.
Have a coffee, driving out to the airport, have breakfast, fly out to wherever I'm going, and then work all day there, then back to the hotel, off to the gym, whichever city I'm in, I'll go to a gym. So if I'm in Melbourne, it's Slaughterhouse Melbourne. If I'm in Launceston, it's Slaughterhouse Launceston or Slaughterhouse Hobart. Always the Slaughterhouse gyms if I can get to one of them with those fellas. If I'm here, it's Fortitude. And just anywhere I'm welcome. Basically, I'll squeeze in, and then it might just be bench that night, or it might just be deadlifts or something I can get in. And you often get back to bed and it's late and you're up again the next day, do a couple of days and fly back. So you're always dehydrated, you're always eating weird times and stuff. And I was doing okay, but since COVID came in, I'm just training at home, I'm not traveling. I got my best numbers ever. It's sort of, so August, the bench 183, missed 186 on the 3rd. And then in October, I squatted 250. I was chasing Terence's records. Then Terence's records in 3 lift wrapped is 255, 175, 310 or something like that. So no way I'm going to get the 310.
Have a shot at the other two.
Yeah, I went 250. I lost a bit of weight beforehand, and so I dropped a bit. I wasn't very good. So I got 250, which was a PB squat. But that's what strained my groin. I went a bit too low, and just you see a leg move a little bit at the bottom. And so that started a niggle in October. I went reverse grip for a 176 just to get in on the record.
Yeah.
So mainly so I could get my name in with Terence. That's what I wanted. So now it goes Terence, Gary, Terence. And I got 257, which is a PB comp deadlift. I've only ever done 260, my best in the gym.
Yep.
And so that's my best numbers, 683 and a half in the end.
Yep.
And because another thing to aim for is different, numbers.
Yep.
There's only ever been one person over 55 get a 700 total in Australia.
Oh, really?
You know
Terrence.
who that is. Terrence.
Yeah.
So he's the only one. So I wanted to be the second, and the lightest he did at 125 and be around 110 in the end.
Yep.
Went a bit over, I think, like that. But I came up short by about 16 kilos. So now I have to take a step back and rehab all these things. And
Yep.
then start again. But so I got my best numbers training at home through COVID because
Yep.
I was hydrated and I wasn't
Mm.
better sleep. I've got a CPAP now as well, so
Yep.
got one of them a couple of years ago. That's been a big help because not only was I getting not much sleep,
Yeah.
what I
no
was
quality.
getting was crap. So I got one of them, and it's all been coming together. So,
I'm super curious. What's in the envelope?
oh,
Imagine if it's
I heard you like these sort of things.
Oh,
I don't
this
know if
is
the
sick.
I don't know if the
This is actually so for those listening, I thought it was going to be powerlifting related, 100%, but they're actually OG comics.
so they're not perfect condition, of course. I've had them a
Oh,
while.
shit.
Mm,
This is insane. 40 cents.
That's the expensive one.
Yeah, there's 35 and 30 cents.
Which
You guys
ones do
continue talking.
which
I'll be
ones do
here.
you have there?
Sorry.
What do you have there? Talk us through it. What
Oh,
are
yeah.
we
So this is an OG, the Invincible Iron Man comic. This is unreal. I don't even want to touch it. That's how bad I feel. Look at the ads on the back.
Yeah, the adverts are really funny. Some of them. There's probably a Charles Atlas one in there about getting sand kicked in your face on the beach and all that sort of stuff. And
The Invaders.
yeah,
Fucking hell. This was 20 cents. Oh, man, this is unreal. And then the Invaders versus Adolf Hitler. Holy fuck.
Wow.
I thought
This
you might
is
like that
so
one.
old school.
I didn't even know who the invaders are.
That was it's pretty much like the prior to the Avengers
Yeah.
in World War II.
You're
This
right.
is insane.
Pretty cool.
This is more. I'm fucking.
Brando's out to your meat, Gary.
Yeah, it's
podcasting.
literally just you guys. This is just like, holy.
Yeah, so they're not mint condition. I think a couple of them were secondhand. They got the secondhand prices on them. But when we started getting comics, they were 20 cents brand new. And you get your pocket money. That was your
Yep.
that was your week's pocket money. And
Yep, go down and buy one comic for
go
the
buy a
week.
comic. Yeah.
Yeah, or if you want a Battlestar Galactic full color T-shirt, was $4.99.
You have to cut the thing out and post it
Yep.
off to get it.
Yep, name, city, address, business reply label.
Oh, fuck, that is old school.
This is fucking unreal. Look at the ads throughout them. What the fuck? Oh, it's a projector, movie projector, $16.98.
Wow, that's a good deal. That's better than my projector guy.
So Johnny told me that you liked Iron Man and Captain America. So I had a look in
Fuck.
the
How
box
many of these
comics.
do you have?
Oh, there's a box about that big. But, man,
Mate.
there would have been more, but when Mum and Dad left Wales, we had to get rid of a lot of stuff, and so I
Yep.
just grabbed one box that had
Yeah.
comics in. I've been storing it for about 15 years at an old place we got over on the coast. So
Yep.
went over there and grabbed them.
Picked up a couple
This
there.
is legit too.
How fucking cool is that?
That is amazing.
I couldn't think of anything to get you, Johnny. That's the blame.
No, mate.
Sorry, that was,
His happy face is enough for me.
This is unreal.
no, they're yours.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
Yeah, bro.
Honest?
yeah,
No, I can't. This is fucked. Serious?
yeah.
Holy shit.
What do you think I brought them for? Just a t-shirt or something?
Oh, just to show. I would have been happy just to touch him.
Gary,
Holy fuck.
Gary messaged me before we came up to find out who your favorite lads
That's
were.
amazing. Dude, thank you. Oh, shake your hand.
No worries. Johnny said other things might be involved, but
Well, he'll do them after the podcast
Oh, yeah,
for you.
they're
mate.
not podcasts. This is fucking
That's the
insane.
OnlyFans page, that one.
Fans only.
Yeah, fans only.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, I'm stoked.
yeah.
That is unreal.
Mate, one of the cool things that I think you do that I love, and I'd be fair to say you're passionate about doing it, is that top 100 list, and then the
Oh,
top
yeah.
300,
Yeah.
and then the everyone list,
Yeah.
and just making it
Just
public
get it
for
inclusive
Australia.
and
Yeah, and it's like you said, it removes all the federations
Mhm.
and puts everyone into it.
Yeah.
How long have you been doing that for now?
4 years now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And have you seen the numbers change and move up
Yeah.
over
So
the years?
there's actually a group of 4 I keep my eye on.
Yep.
Me, Pete Baskerville, Simon Watson, and Glenda Prezzuti. So
Yep.
that's well, me and Pete both do Capo and GPC.
Yep.
And I do WRPF as well. Lender's PA.
Yep.
Simon does GPC, but he's also going to do Capo. I think he's doing your states.
Oh, sweet.
So, yeah.
He's from up north, isn't he?
Yeah, Mackay.
Yeah. I know the one.
Yeah. So every year we sort of finish very close to each other. You know, not
Yep.
much difference in it. And each year we've all moved up. And like we haven't stayed in the same area. We've
Yep.
all sort of tended to move up together through
Yep.
it. So not every year everyone competes. Like there's some really big names that didn't get to compete in 2020. So we all tend to have our best year because some of the big names weren't there.
Yep.
And so, but yeah, it was all of us had our best year in 2020 just about.
Yep. And the other challenge, I guess, that comes with master lifting is there's always a lot more things happening in life for masters, and injuries and shit that come into play as well.
It's the history before it.
Yep.
That's the thing. So, because some people say it's not fair to have the age coefficient, and it's like it's too much advantage you get older. So basically, 10 years is about 100 kilos. So that's what's about worth for you.
Yep.
But when you think of what's happened in those 10 years to people and
Exactly
where they've
right.
come from, so we've still got people now that sort of lived through the war,
Mm.
and you know the nutrition and stuff they had then, the stuff they went without, and that. Then you've had to get businesses going, or they've had careers or lost careers. They've had partners and lost partners, and
Yep.
kids and all that sort of stuff, and like everything that's happened to them.
But
It is
is there
pretty
a bit of
amazing.
advantage, eh?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think with anything like that, those coefficients that are used, not everyone's always going to be happy.
Nah.
But I think for those that aren't happy, what they realize, what they should and need to realize is it's cool that it exists. Like,
Yeah.
and if you're smart enough to create one of your own, then please go ahead.
Yeah.
But it is fucking sick that it
A
exists.
couple of times I've looked at it and I think that could be better. I think it's really hard to figure out how to make it better though,
Yeah,
because you still want it to be fair for someone in their 80s,
exactly
to
right.
give them a chance.
Yeah.
And then if you try and make it a linear scale, it's hard. So I'll just say,
Yeah.
well, I'll pick one, I'll stick with it, and it's all
Yeah.
level
And then
playing field.
That's what everyone competes
Yeah.
with.
Some people have got wraps, some people got sleeves, some people got bare knees.
Yep.
But you know, it's like our Capo Nationals. The Nationals is a wrap Nationals,
Exactly.
but you can compete bare knees if you want to.
Yeah.
But to go for Nationals, you're going up against people in wraps. So take your choice. You still get the records in bare knees.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, so some of the feds that don't allow the wraps and stuff have got disadvantages. And
Yep.
and they can always look at their own fed records if you want. If you're only
Yeah.
just interested in their own little area, if you're your little pond and looking at. But if you want to see more people,
Want to see
and-
the ocean?
yeah, because what I find hard is finding people to compete with. It's like
Mm.
they're few and far between. So
Exactly
if
right.
you just look at my own fed, it's they're even further apart. So just put everybody in one bucket and,
Yep.
and see where you land. And
Is that where the idea from that came from?
Yeah,
For yourself?
yeah, just to get a bigger pond to compete with, basically. And
And have you seen the numbers increase as well that are involved
yeah,
over the years?
yeah, definitely has. So this year's down a bit, of course,
Yep.
and less people competing. But last year, something like 600 masters, something like that, and which is a fair chunk of Australian powerlifting. So
Exactly right.
the first, I think it was. I can go back and check it out, but maybe it was 300, 350 the first year, then 400-ish, then 455, and then 600.
Yep.
And now it's back down around the 400 mark, something like that.
Yep.
But then it should come up again this year. But yeah, and a lot of people said they do enjoy it because it gives them something to measure against. So
Well, I know every one of my crew, because I train, people from early 40s up to Petey, who's 400 years old. They all thrive on that list. And whether it's, they fall a bit lower on the list, but they know the previous year they've climbed a couple of spots, or whatever it means.
it's progress. It's just something to
Right.
aim for, a different ladder. It's like open powerlifting, they don't include the age coefficient. If he did, it'd save me a lot of work. You know?
Yeah.
That'd be so good just to be able to press a button and see you got it. But
Yep.
but nobody uses the age coefficient for masters. So
Yep.
so you can look within your age group and your weight category.
Yep.
But you can't compare with everybody else. I just wanted to put everybody in one bucket and say
Yeah.
a bigger list to climb. And
Yep.
'cause sometimes, like I said before, you look at records and you see a Terence Titus record or a Henry Day record and you think, I'll never get there. Like forget about it. But if you see someone above you 5 kilos more, or then you go 6 kilos and I'm top 3 more people, it just gives you a bit of incentive to get off the couch sometimes and go out and train. So
How do you go pulling all that data from all the different feds? Do you have any wrinkles doing that, or is it easy enough to come across?
it can be hard.
Yep.
Open powerlifting made it so much easier if the people send the results into them.
Yep.
And once it's on there,
You can just pull it off that.
but I can't get I've still got to do the calculations. I
Uh,
can get the raw data, I can get the name,
Yep.
the age, the body weight, and the lifts.
Yep.
But then I've got to do a Glossbrenner coefficient and the age coefficient. So this time I think it was
you must have a
900
good
calculations.
spreadsheet at home, bro.
Yeah. We got to do each one individually. You can't. You've got to punch in the.
What is the formula?
So your body weight coefficient is the lighter your body weight, the higher coefficient you get. So you might get 1.1, and if you're 10 kilos light, you might get 1.12 or something like that.
Yeah.
And so you multiply it by your total and it gives you a score.
Mm.
Then the age coefficient, the older you are, the higher the coefficient. So you multiply that score by the new coefficient and that multiplies it again. Then you'll see a big jump then if you see so me and Pete I might be leading him on bench and deadlift. And then in the Glossbrenner, I might be ahead, but then when you plug in that age coefficient, he'll just leapfrog right over me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
anything times 400 is pretty big.
Yeah, exactly right.
Yeah, so it keeps us going like that.
Yeah, mate, it's incredible, and like you said, it pushes everyone, I think, who's in there,
Yeah.
and gives them that opportunity for competition because you don't always get to come across each other
Nah.
until
Well,
you get to a nationals or whichever.
if I think what else I'd be doing at this age, like I tried cycling and cycling didn't do me too good. Like,
Yep.
Cycling's like the new golf, you reckon? Like
Yep.
there was golf in the 40s and the 50s and 60s, that sort of stuff. And then you reckon cycling the new lycra, what do you call them? Mammals,
Yep.
middle-aged men in lycra.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was one of them, and now I'm a middle-aged man in lycra and playing powerlifting. I was
Yep.
stuck with the lycra, but I'll give that a go. But the powerlifting, that sort of that works for me. You know, something to have that one-on-one, or
Yep.
hopefully if you can, just even if it's just you and the barbell. You know, sometimes just you and the barbell. That's what's always been for me in the shed and stuff like that. And
Mm.
but then having somebody to push you, and then that crowd getting behind you on comp day, like
It's no better feeling.
I wouldn't have got that lift in 2017 in the shed.
Yeah.
No
yeah,
way.
yeah.
It's just. It's,
And your training environment, I must say, is a little bit unique. It's an incredible setup. But you're essentially in there solo.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah, sometimes my sons are there, sometimes
Yep.
my wife's there, or
But you were
visitor.
unracking some scary ass benches that are more than I can bench.
yeah, I've got the safeties there though. So
It's still scary.
Safeties,
Yeah.
like
Same with squats.
yeah,
You ever had any big misses or near misses?
I dumped 217 and a half over my head.
On squat?
On squats, yeah. I thought I had 3 in there and I didn't.
Yep, you didn't. Turns out you didn't. Fuck.
And that's that tested because it's got the steel bars
Yep.
and the 30 mil thick. My rack is a really strange, it's old. I bought it
Yeah.
in 1991 or something like that. So it's 50 by 50, so it's really small, and it's only 2 mil section. It's really, really light, and it wobbles around.
Ooh.
But I've had 310 on for doing partial squats just to
Yeah.
get a feel for the weight in the middle of the safety bars because
Yeah.
it's 30 mil thick steel. And this time I was halfway up and it just waned. I couldn't do it, so I just dumped it over my head, pinched my finger against it as well, so it took a chunk out of my finger. But it just bounced off the bars. The bars are solid as. So
Yeah.
I've got confidence in it.
Yep. The barbell was all good.
Yeah. Just a Chinese
Yep.
Olympic.
You're
one.
still lifting with a Chinese fucking
Oh,
slippy bar.
on
bro.
that I have. I've got an ABC. I really like ABC, Australian Barbell
They make a
Company.
great barbell, yeah.
So I've got their power bar
Yep.
because when he got to Slaughterhouse Melbourne, that was Andrew's custom. He's got a custom one that he won in a bench comp.
Yep.
This is the bar I want. So I got as close as I could to that one. It's got the deep fine knurlings that just sits nicely. And I've got a Valhalla from Scott Watson deadlift bar.
Yep.
So that time I came up here for one of the nationals up here, I went and checked them out. I tried his comp knurling. I thought, no.
oh, the comp knurling savage.
Man, that's a cheese grater.
Absolutely.
That is.
So Josh Tate was there. Then
Yeah.
he took me around and says, have a try, but it's only good for 3 reps. You don't want to do more than 3 goes with that. I was like, oh no, I'll take
Even
the
three's being generous.
Yeah, it is vicious, folks. So I've got I think it's still the only Valhalla deadlift bar in South Australia. So,
Oh wow.
so Tish, I said, is this the first one you sent to SA? She said, yep, haven't sent any others. All right. That's quite unique.
Yep.
And so I got a good deadlift bar, a good bench bar.
Yep.
And I want to get a Goliath 25 kilo squat bar. But
Yeah.
I'm not squatting heavy at the moment, so
Yep.
you can't justify it. But
Yep. At least, yeah,
that'd be
everyone's
good fun.
running. That's what the bar that everyone's using at comp at the moment these days, isn't
Yeah.
it? So
And we got one at 618, our local capital
Yep.
gym down there. They got them, so
Yep.
I can go try them out.
Yep. Do you get a chance to train with those guys
Yeah.
down in Adelaide much?
Lately, I've been going there on Wednesday nights.
Oh,
So, 'cause my
sweet.
work is 10 minutes away. So,
Oh,
so it's 40 k's from my place, but
Yep.
10 minutes from my work. So
Yep.
drop in on a Wednesday night and
Yep.
see everybody and
Yeah, cool.
get
And
amongst the atmosphere.
they got a good little crew, little
Yeah.
community down there as well.
Absolutely, really good. So, with both BJ and Jack coach out of there and train out of there. Then there's Tay Smith and Griffin. They've got a few people coaching out of there as well. So, and lots of good lifters all getting ready for states. So you get part of that atmosphere. And
will that be your comp for state? Will you do a states?
No, I'll probably ref.
Yep.
I'm down for refing for that one.
Yes.
It's only next week.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So you can just go straight through the nats and.
I think I've qualified about 4 times.
Yeah,
I compete a lot.
You're sweet as pie.
Yeah, I think I've qualified 100s, 110s, and 125. So I'll get a ticket somewhere.
Yeah, there's one there somewhere.
Yeah.
And then you'd obviously go for a 3 lift then. Would you be crazy enough to throw a bench only in there as well?
I usually do.
Yeah.
They don't have push pull anymore, so
I saw that face. That you're definitely in. We don't need to discuss that.
No, absolutely. 2 comps in 2 days. It's one of my favorite weekends. I did 3 lift and then a push pull the next day.
yeah.
Bench
I loved
2
it.
PRs.
And I benched 2 PRs.
Yep.
It was exceptional.
Because when we had GPA, we used to have the GPA and WPC
Yeah,
separate days.
You
and
could
then
do
a
2
bench
3
at
lifts if you wanted.
That's it. Yeah.
You did. That's
Yeah.
right. You did that in Brisbane, right?
Yeah, and
At the
Sydney.
Lions.
Yeah. Because I did that one.
Yeah.
I did the GPA one.
Yeah.
Only- yeah, anyways.
Yeah, it's good.
2 3. You did 2 3 lifts.
And a 3, a 2, and a 1.
You did 3, a 2, and a 1
Yeah.
in one weekend.
Yeah. Did a couple of times.
How did you?
So you went 3 lift, push pull, bench
Bench
only.
only, yeah. I think bench only was in the middle, something like that. So
And then 3 lift.
yeah.
Oh, you did 3 lift last.
Don't think so. I can't remember which way it ranked. So
Fuck! How'd you pull up from something like that?
well, I found a little way. So this is probably you got to learn something from people. But, I find to get through that, I do push-ups in between. So like you bench a maximum one day, and then if I can do 40 push-ups the next morning, I know I can bench pretty good that day. So it sort of flushes it all out. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
I've told a few other people to do that as well, and that's got them through multiple comps in weekends and stuff like that.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
so yeah,
just to get the blood moving, and just flush it out.
yeah.
Why 40 though? That seems.
Well,
I'd get to 30.
I don't know if I can do 40.
Yeah, that was my other question.
when I'm going good, it's 50, but 40 is like the base level and sort of
Yeah.
thing.
I was
if
literally
I don't hit
thinking, if I
40,
can do 40.
I'll give it a day's rest, and
Yep.
then but in a comp you can't give it a day's rest. It's just to flush it, and so that works. So because sometimes I do a bench every day routine. So
Do you?
for a month.
No wonder you're so thick upper body.
I was going to say the arms on him.
Fucking
Yeah,
thick.
just not all the time. Did it a couple of times last year, and just gradually, 2.5 kilos extra a day, and just work up to the top single, and then a couple of times a week do some sets.
Do you keep an eye on what's happening internationally with sort of master lifters as well?
Not as much as what I focus on the
Yep.
the Aussies.
Australia.
We are a bit behind the others. The Americans got really good
Mm.
benches, particularly.
Yep.
And then I've had a record taken from some from Belarus, another one from Russia, another one from America, and they take it to another level compared to what we do here. So intravenous rehydration and all that sort of stuff.
They're playing a bit differently.
Yeah.
It's exactly right. Would you like the opportunity? Would you try and go overseas? Would that be on the list?
If I could, that's a bucket list thing for me.
Please tell us when you do.
Probably Russia, I reckon.
Yeah.
They've got a great setup.
We
America
had,
would probably be easier, but Russia is something special about Russia. So.
Yeah, you almost had opportunity for that.
Yeah, so Luke Polly got invited to the WRPF Worlds in 2019, and we were all set to go. Everything was booked. We had our visas, and then unfortunately he tore his quad. I think 3 weeks out. I was fucking as sad as it was. Like I mean, he's all good, and that's the main thing. But still, it's like, fuck, it would have been unreal because you see all the WRPF highlights of their world, and
it's such a big show too. WRPF.
fucking and I was like, this is gonna be sick. Meet fucking Krill, and it would have been unreal. But not meant to be, and hopefully we can. Or shit clears up, and
Yeah, we were going to go We had
Chicago,
planned to go
weren't you?
to Chicago last
Yeah.
year.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
We had flights booked. Brando was coming
Yeah.
with us, the coaches. Me and Jamie were pushing like animals
Yeah.
for it. Plus a couple other clients were all on board. And
Because with Andrea, with Capo and Andrea, she got it all down to a T of setting up the Australian team and getting
Yep.
everything sorted out. So she does all the organising for you.
Yep.
And it's sort of, yeah,
it's all done.
That'd
Would
be
have been a
recipe.
hell of a trip.
yeah,
And we were hoping to then scoot on down, maybe try and check out Westside Barbell while we're in the area.
Fucking oath.
Thereabouts.
Well, the year before was in Lahti in Finland, and the people I'm staying with this weekend, I've got friends over there that we've hosted in Adelaide. I took them around to the animals and stuff like that.
Yep.
They live on an ex-ski lodge in Finland, about 100 k's from the venue, and up in sort of like the snowfields of Finland. And so we could have stayed with them. And one of the interesting things about that area as well, they got these owls that are about 1 meter tall owls. But if there are too many wolves on the way to school, the kids get a free taxi.
Holy
How many's
shit.
too many, you reckon?
I don't know.
I think one's too many.
So I'm at one. One would be more than enough wolves.
Yeah, there's a lot of wolves around. The kids get a free taxi to school. So
Jesus.
Jeez.
that'd be an interesting place to go. And then stay in a ski lodge, which is now converted into a house. So that'd be
That would have been incredible, bro.
excellent. So yeah.
Mate, we have 10 questions for you.
Okay.
These are 10 new ones. You haven't heard these yet.
No.
I don't.
Have we released anything? No. I hit you with these.
Oh,
first
yeah.
A couple of days ago, last couple of podcasts ago.
I'm always.
I only got one answer. That's my favorite dinosaur,
I'll
we
let
can
you
ask
have
you that.
I'll ask you that. What was your
Okay.
favorite dinosaur?
Dimetrodon.
The Metrodon. Which
Hold
one's
up,
that one?
Hold up.
Hmm?
Hey Siri,
Which one was that one?
what's a
You'll know it when you see
Dimetrodon?
it.
Was that in Jurassic Park?
Don't know.
Which one is it?
Hang on, she didn't hear me.
Is it a body one?
Hey Siri, what's a Dimetrodon?
Siri doesn't know, bro.
No, she fucking doesn't.
No, she doesn't.
You know
They-
it when you see it.
They big?
Pretty big, yeah. They're always quite rare in the encyclopedias and stuff. That
Yeah, I never heard of a
Oh,
Dimetrodon.
man.
I'm across my some of my.
they might have
Oh, here you
changed the
go.
name. They might have changed the name. from
Oh,
the-
yeah,
yeah,
okay.
you'll know it, won't you?
Show me.
I mean, this is just showing a fucking bone.
Oh,
The other one with the big
those
sail.
ones.
It's got the big
Yeah,
sail thing on it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck,
That's
I
cool,
like how
nice.
you prepared for this though.
Well,
So
we
that's
could-
that's a one prepared question anyway.
What word comes next? Apple, banana, house, ape.
Ranga.
Oh, okay.
What motivates you to work hard?
I don't like letting people down.
Yeah, fair. Big bad.
Who is your hero? Oh, that thing's sick.
Yeah. Hero. Oh. There's so many. It's like I can't answer it. I can't answer it.
Who do you, now you're going to karaoke night with the two of us, the three of
Yeah.
us going to karaoke. What's your go-to song? What are you hitting us with first?
Sid Vicious, I do it my way.
Oh, trash.
That's the only one I've ever done in karaoke.
What's your nickname as a kid?
Gaz, I think. Is,
How many-
Gaz. Classic Australian.
How many pillows do you sleep with?
I keep trying to find the thing that works. It might be 2, 1, or none. Tell you what my next
None?
one. Yeah.
Oh, I've never run the
Oh,
nun
wow,
option.
that's
Mm.
weird. That's strange. That's scary.
Yeah. Can't
Wonderful.
imagine a world without pillows.
Yeah. I can't stand hard pillows.
No, yeah.
Always chuck them off the bed. So.
What about like a? This is sorry. Continue. We'll talk about this after.
Pillows are important. How long does it take to get you ready in the morning?
Ages.
Yeah, that beard's going to take at least
That
20.
beard takes time.
I've started taking care of it.
Yeah.
I'll do a shout out now. DBS Beard Co. So big Luke Smith, I met Luke Smith at Nationals
Yeah.
from Adelaide. He's got his own beard products now.
Yeah, right.
So butter and oil and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
So
Yeah,
yeah.
you got to run it.
He's got me starting on that. Oh, I'm paying attention to myself.
Yep.
Because obviously I'm not a hairdresser in any
Yep.
way. So,
Do you have a beard straightener?
no.
We'll hook you up.
Yeah, beard straightening is the thing. I mucked around with that when I had a big beard.
I
Ooh,
think this is coming off, so I think my wife's getting fed up with this.
Nah.
one, so
no, that,
it's a year. I've had it.
We'll
for a
talk to
year.
you.
that'll be 10 kilos off your bench if you
Oh,
do
yeah,
that.
that's what I'm worried about.
Who was your first crush as a kid?
Oh, a real crush or just a TV one?
Either
Both.
or.
Oh, probably Cheryl Ladd on the Charlie's Angels is probably that's probably the TV star one.
Yep.
Hmm.
Who knows you the best?
My wife and my brother.
Now, the genie is in a bottle. You've rubbed the bottle. The genie's out of the bottle. He says, I'm going to give you 3 wishes. What will your 3 wishes be?
Health would be one.
Yep.
Probably healthy, wealthy, wise is an old saying, but you can do a fair bit with that trick, can't you?
100%.
I when you started saying health, I really thought you were about to say hair. To be honest, I was like, mate, you rock the look.
And a 200 kilo bench.
Well, brown skin would be high on the list for me. I'd love to have some brown skin. That'd be like
English white.
Ranga. Oh,
Love
the
it,
sun is my enemy.
mate. Thank you so much. Obviously, you got a comp tomorrow, so we appreciate you coming on board and having a chat to us. And
Can't wait.
it's gonna be a fucking unreal comp tomorrow. See you, all you old fellas, go head to head.
Hopefully, yeah.
If people wanted to reach out, get in contact, how do they find you?
Facebook is an easy way, and I've got an Instagram one as well.
Yep.
So, but people email me anything.
Yeah, see.
Yeah.
We'll chuck it all up in the show notes.
Okay.
Man, love it.
Yeah.
Mate, thank you so much for your time,
Oh.
and good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
Mr. Gary.
Well, this will be released in the future, so you would have already competed and crushed it.
Came second, Pete.
Is this the future?
Well, that'd be third then.
Yeah.
All right, brother. You
All
stay
right.
well.
Thank you.
Thanks, bro. Stop.
So we didn't get into any violent stories. Then.
Nah.
That's probably good.
Oh.